This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
This is our monthly market update for December 2025. I want to remind you that when I do the December update, I'm using a lot of November data. And also, I'm only doing single-family homes because that's predominantly where I work. So we're looking at single-family homes. So here's the data we have. So currently available, we have 7,458 single-family homes. That's down a little bit from last month. We have a little over 2,000
available homes, right?
Yes, that's available. We have a little over 2,000 in escrow. That's about the same as last month. We've only closed 1,519. That's a little less than last month. And then we're carrying a little under 5 months worth of inventory, which sounds about right. Our average days on market is 49, and our median price. This is the thing that really kind of threw me for a loop. Our median price is 489.9, which is almost 20,000 more than last month. Now, this is something that John Ingram encouraged me to do. I also put the lowest single-family home sold during the month, and the highest single-family home sold.
That was a single family?
That was a single-family home, $80,000. I don't know where that was. I don't know what kind of condition it was in.
It didn't have windows or walls, but it was a nice place.
Roof optional. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. And then the highest price paid for a single family home was a little over $14 million this month. Now, last year at this time, we had almost 6,000 homes available. We did about the same number of escrows. We did a little more in closings, 1,689. We only had 3.5 months worth of inventory, and our average days on market was almost 10 days, a little more than 10 days less, and our median price was 480. So that's the data right now. So let's take a look at some other things. Here's some things that Equity Title provided us. So this is my stack chart. This shows you the number of closings of single-family homes month over month for the last 25 years. It goes all the way back to 2000. And this stack chart shows that we're having perhaps the worst year we've had since 2001. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So
2007 was very weak. But this is really slow activity. We're not saying that. And it's not affecting pricing, obviously.
No.
but we're having a very slow year, even slower than the last 2 years.
Because people got spoiled.
Yeah.
And so they've just locked in thinking that's how it should be every single year.
Well, and you know what? Here's the thing. We talked a little bit about this before the break, is the pandemic created something interesting. The pandemic was a whole reshuffling of the housing deck. It was everybody wanted to move because they had to spend more time in their home, and they had to be closer or further from something. They had to be a bigger or smaller something, and they made their move then. Those moves were taking the place of what might have happened now. So that all happened in advance of now.
But the also other caveat to that is that interest rates were it was free money.
Yeah, it was free money.
Yeah,
exactly right.
It was easy to make those changes.
Now, that median price was the thing that kind of caught me off guard, and you can see here, it's still very flat. This is the median price going back to November 23, and that line is just about flat. I mean, it's about as flat as you could possibly be. I mean, you go back to July of 24 is 480. I mean, it was rolling around that number the whole time, and it just shot up. This is the highest number we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for it, and I'm going to share that with you now. We're going to go to these other charts. Now, this is vertical. This is high rises. It's interesting to me that the high rises, look what they did in 21. They were just going nuts. That's pandemic, and then they've been slipping every year since then. And they've been so we've seen the high rise closings come down every year. Although the last few months they've been pretty steady. But here's the thing:
well, what do you think is causing that?
I just think I think that the verticals in our market are hypersensitive to market conditions. I just don't believe. I think that they're the canary in the coal mine kind of a thing, right?
Less investors buying?
Yeah. I mean, the prices on them has I think it's slipped more than anything else. Honestly, I think if there were investors in there, and if you're an investor in Vegas and you want to have a short-term rental, this is your opportunity. This is where you want to do it.
Right.
Because you don't get much opportunity out in the valley here. We don't like them out here.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do. Yeah.
So that's the place to do it, and I think that we've seen that. Now, we get the luxury sales. This is where it gets interesting. Luxury sales way up. I mean, year over year. Now, this is $1 million and more, and we could argue that that's not necessarily luxury. $1 million. There's a lot of tract homes that are $1 million and more. That's where they fall in, and that's part of the reason that this number is so big. But look what it is. I mean, it's going to be the best year ever for $1 million and more. But then let's look at 3 million plus also. This is the other thing. 3 million plus is also going to have it's right behind the best year ever, which was last year. And this is 3 million plus. You have a number. So I'm going to go back to that million just for a second. 137 closings for the month. And we had 1,500 total
Wow.
Almost like 9% of the closings were $1 million or more. That's what changed that number, guys.
Right.
That's where that number came from, and that's why I want to talk about this stat. Now, the last thing I do is my line graph. This thing I generate myself every month, and what this has is three numbers. It basically, the orange line here shows the number of homes sold. And you can see that's the lowest number we've had in a year, 1519. The blue is the median price, pretty flat, up a little bit this month, but pretty flat. And the yellow is the available properties. And we've seen that slip just the last 2 months. It had been going up every month prior to that, but just the last 2 months. And that's a seasonal thing.
Yeah,
I
it makes
think.
sense.
Right?
Yeah. I don't want to show my house I'm eating turkey.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that's a seasonal thing. That's what we're seeing there.